1. Damascus, Damashq. Damascus is not simply a city to visit but a city to experience slowly, emotionally, and deeply, as it stands among the oldest continuously inhabited cities in human history. The old city is enclosed by ancient stone walls and entered through historic gates that have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, and once inside, narrow winding alleys lead to hidden courtyards, traditional Damascene houses, local bakeries, hammams, and small neighborhood mosques that still serve daily life. The Umayyad Mosque lies at the heart of the city and represents centuries of layered history, built upon Roman and Byzantine foundations and revered by multiple faiths, with its vast courtyard, shimmering mosaics, and calm interior offering a sense of timeless serenity. Surrounding the mosque, the ancient souks stretch endlessly, filled with spice sellers, copper craftsmen, textile merchants, and perfumers whose techniques have been passed down for generations, creating an atmosphere that feels alive rather than preserved. Damascus moves at its own pace, calm and dignified, where history is not displayed, but lived naturally in everyday moments. 2. Aleppo. Aleppo is a city shaped by resilience, depth, and monumental history, rising from centuries of trade, craftsmanship, and cultural exchange. Dominating the city skyline is the Aleppo Citadel, one of the largest and oldest fortresses in the world, built atop a massive artificial hill, and visible from nearly every corner of the city, symbolizing strength and continuity. Crossing its stone bridge and passing through its immense gate feels like entering a medieval stronghold, designed to endure centuries of conflict and change. Below the citadel spreads the historic Old City, once home to the longest covered market in the world, where vaulted stone corridors stretch for kilometers and served as a vital artery of the Silk Road. Merchants from Asia, Europe, and the Middle East traded silk, spices, soap, and metals here, leaving behind a city rich in architectural layers, cuisine, and tradition. Aleppo's soul lies in its craftsmanship, its food, and its quiet determination to endure. 3. Palmyra. Palmyra emerges from the heart of the Syrian desert as one of the most haunting and majestic archaeological landscapes in the world. A city built of stone, light, and silence that once stood at the crossroads of ancient civilizations. Known as the Bride of the Desert, Palmyra flourished as a powerful caravan city, linking the Roman Empire with Persia, Arabia, and the distant East, growing wealthy through trade, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. Its grand colonnaded avenue stretches across the desert for more than a kilometer, lined with towering limestone columns that glow golden at sunrise and sunset, creating a powerful sense of scale and isolation. Temples such as the Temple of Bel, monumental arches, ceremonial gates, and the Valley of the Tombs reveal a unique architectural fusion, where Greco-Roman design blends seamlessly with local Semitic traditions. Standing among these ruins, surrounded by endless sand and distant mountains, Palmyra feels both fragile and eternal, offering a profound reminder of humanity's ability to create beauty, order, and meaning even in the harshest environments. 4. Krak des Chevaliers. Krak des Chevaliers stands as one of the greatest medieval fortresses ever built, rising with overwhelming strength and symmetry above the surrounding valleys of western Syria. Constructed by the Crusaders and later expanded into a nearly impregnable stronghold, this massive stone castle represents the peak of medieval military engineering. Thick concentric walls, towering battlements, deep moats, and strategically placed towers create a fortress designed to survive prolonged sieges and constant conflict. Inside, vaulted halls, chapels, storage chambers, and defensive corridors reveal how soldiers once lived, prayed, and prepared for war within its walls. Walking along the ramparts offers sweeping panoramic views across fertile plains and distant mountains, clearly demonstrating why this location was chosen with such precision. Krak des Chevaliers is not only a symbol of warfare and power but also a masterpiece of architecture, endurance, and strategic brilliance that has survived centuries almost untouched. 5. Bosra. Bosra is a city where time feels layered rather than linear, offering one of the most complete journeys through Roman, Byzantine, and Islamic history in the entire Middle East. Its most iconic monument is the Roman Theater, one of the best preserved ancient theaters in the world, built entirely of dark black basalt stone, that gives it a dramatic, almost fortress-like appearance. Remarkably, the theater was later transformed into a fortified citadel, which allowed it to survive centuries of conflict nearly intact. Beyond the theater, Bosra reveals a dense concentration of ruins, including Roman streets, baths, early Christian churches, mosques, and medieval structures, reflecting its long importance as a key stop on trade routes and pilgrimage paths. Walking through Bosra feels intimate and immersive, as centuries of history unfold within a compact and quiet setting that remains deeply atmospheric and authentic. 6. Hama. Hama is a city defined by continuity, rhythm, and a deep relationship with water, where ancient engineering still shapes the atmosphere of daily life along the Rontes River. The city is world famous for its enormous wooden norias, some of the largest water wheels ever constructed, which have been turning slowly for centuries to lift river water into aqueducts for irrigation and domestic use. These massive structures dominate the riverbanks and produce a deep, creaking sound that echoes through the city, creating a hypnotic and almost meditative rhythm that feels unchanged by time. Surrounding the river are traditional houses, shaded walkways, gardens, and historic neighborhoods that reflect a quieter, more conservative, and deeply rooted urban culture. Hama is not a city of overwhelming monuments, but one of atmosphere and balance, where the flow of water, the turning of wheels, and the pace of life come together to create a sense of calm continuity rarely found in modern cities. 7. Apamea. Apamea stands as one of the most visually overwhelming archaeological sites in Syria, offering a sense of scale and grandeur that is immediately striking and deeply memorable. Its monumental colonnaded avenue stretches for nearly 2 kilometers across open countryside, lined with hundreds of towering stone columns that create an almost endless corridor of symmetry and silence. Once a powerful Hellenistic and Roman city, Apamea played a crucial role as a military, commercial, and administrative center, later flourishing during Byzantine times as an important religious hub. Beyond the main avenue lie the remains of churches, baths, villas, public squares, and fortifications, revealing a city that was once alive with movement, ceremony, and daily life. Today, Apamea feels expansive and contemplative, allowing visitors to walk freely through vast open ruins under the sky, imagining the immense urban civilization that once stood here in perfect order and harmony. 8. Maaloula. Maaloula is one of the most extraordinary and spiritually significant villages in the Middle East, carved dramatically into steep rocky cliffs and preserving traditions that reach back to the earliest days of Christianity. It is one of the very few places in the world where Western Aramaic, the language spoken by Jesus, is still spoken in everyday life, giving the village unmatched linguistic and cultural importance. Stone houses cling to the mountainside, blending seamlessly into the natural rock formations, and creating a landscape that feels both ancient and sacred. The village is home to historic monasteries such as St. Thecla and St. Sergius and Bacchus, which continue to function as places of worship, pilgrimage, and community life. Walking through Maaloula feels timeless and intimate, offering a powerful connection to early Christian history, spiritual endurance, and the survival of ancient identity against the passage of centuries. 9. Latakia. Latakia represents Syria's Mediterranean identity, offering a refreshing contrast to the country's desert landscapes and ancient inland cities. As one of Syria's most important port cities, Latakia has long been shaped by maritime trade, coastal culture, and openness to the wider Mediterranean world, with origins dating back to Phoenician and Hellenistic times. The city features palm-lined avenues, seaside promenades, lively markets, and a relaxed coastal rhythm that feels lighter and more expansive than the dense historic centers elsewhere in the country. Nearby beaches, green hills, and fertile coastal plains add natural beauty and balance, while the presence of the sea influences daily life, cuisine, and atmosphere. Latakia is not defined by a single monument, but by its sense of space, light, and calm, making it a place of rest, leisure, and everyday coastal authenticity. 10. Tartus. Tartus is a coastal city, where time feels softened by the sea, offering one of the most tranquil and reflective experiences in Syria, shaped by centuries of maritime life, faith, and quiet continuity. Unlike larger cities, Tartus unfolds slowly, with narrow stone streets, traditional houses, and shaded courtyards that reveal a rhythm of life deeply connected to the Mediterranean. At the heart of the old town stands the Cathedral of Our Lady of Tortosa, one of the best preserved Crusader churches in the entire Middle East, whose thick stone walls, austere architecture, and restrained beauty speak of medieval devotion, endurance, and the strategic importance of this coastline during the Crusades. The presence of the sea defines everything in Tartus, from the working port and fishing boats to the gentle sound of waves that accompanies daily life, creating an atmosphere that feels calm, intimate, and grounded. Just offshore lies Arwad Island, the only inhabited island in Syria and one of the oldest continuously inhabited places in the Mediterranean. Founded by the Phoenicians and still marked by fortified stone streets and maritime traditions that stretch back thousands of years, Tartus does not overwhelm with monuments or grandeur but instead offers depth through simplicity, where layers of Phoenician, Roman, Byzantine, Crusader, and Islamic history coexist quietly within a living coastal community. It is a place to slow down, observe, and reflect, making it a powerful and peaceful conclusion to a journey through Syria's vast historical, cultural, and spiritual landscape.